The enterprise computing baseline is shifting. Microsoft's Copilot Plus PCs have established a 40 TOPS hardware floor, moving massive AI workloads away from the cloud and directly onto local devices. This chart tracks the impact on daily knowledge work. Testing shows a 36% time reduction across routine workflows, cutting a 95-minute task sequence down to 61 minutes. For the average office worker, that equates to recovering more than 7 full work weeks every year. On the front line, field workers are seeing similar acceleration. By adopting local AI tools to automate ticket triage and diagnostic logging, technicians are saving an average of 8 hours a week. When individual workflow steps see 5-fold speed increases, technical problem-solving changes. It moves from a high-cost hurdle to a standard expected output. But there is a corporate blind spot in this transition. As the technical process becomes hyper-automated, the human user often feels isolated, forced to interact with sterile digital interfaces rather than people. Digital self-service is not bridging the gap. Reports show that only 14% of customer service issues are fully resolved through these automated channels. Furthermore, workers are facing an AI tax. Nearly 40% of the time saved by AI is being lost to rework, correcting and verifying low-quality automated outputs. Frequent users now spend about 1.5 weeks a year simply fixing what the machine generated. This creates a loyalty risk. Data confirms that a customer's emotional state is the strongest predictor of brand loyalty. A technically resolved ticket is no longer enough to retain an account if the user feels abandoned or frustrated by the process. Today, we are seeing a value inversion. When technical resolution becomes an abundant commodity, human emotional intelligence becomes the scarce, differentiating factor that drives service value. Automation is stripping away the burden of mundane triage. This allows field professionals to move past simple repairs and focus on high-stakes cognitive tasks that machines cannot handle. Edge AI now processes telemetry to predict asset failure before symptoms appear. It manages the logistics, rather than solve mechanical puzzles, but interpret predictive signals to manage the customer's expectations and stress. The modern service model follows 5 stages: telemetry, intelligence, standard, human judgment, and trusted outcome. The most critical transition is between the automated standard phase and human judgment. Algorithms struggle to read environmental context or navigate the high-stakes ambiguity found in manufacturing. To bridge that gap, technicians use the Scarce model. This framework addresses the 5 domains human beings use to process trust: status, certainty, autonomy, relatedness, and fairness. A field technician fulfills these needs by recognizing the user's expertise, providing clear updates on the repair, and building a personal connection. These pillars collectively support the bridge to customer trust. The field professional repairs the physical hardware while simultaneously providing the psychological safety required to stabilize the user. This psychological approach is executed through a frontline behavioral framework called the trust interface. First, the technician translates technical jargon into human terms. Then, they reassure the user by demonstrating clear ownership of the resolution process. They work to understand the emotional disruption the failure caused, and then solve the problem by combining their judgment with AI-generated insights. Finally, they transfer verified confidence back to the user. They ensure the customer feels reassured and supported before closing the interaction. This behavioral sequence converts routine maintenance into a measurable engine for customer retention. The market stakes are clear. Research from Bain and Bartner shows that companies excelling in customer experience grow revenues faster than their peers. Consumers value the emotional assurance of the interaction just as much as the product. In the future enterprise, AI will fix the machine, but only your people can build the loyalty required to keep the customer. In an age of hyper-intelligent machines, trust is the premium human service.